So you want me to explain in detail, or you just want to keep you want this to be short? Because I have so much to say,
No, we are here to listen. That's okay.
All right. So, okay, now I started my entrepreneurship journey started in 2008. But before that, I was into corporates. I had worked in Times of India, Reliance, and Revlon. So for 18 years, a good odd 18 years, I was in corporates. I was into telecom, FMCG, and media, three different industries I'd worked with. So then in 2008, I finally decided to enter into entrepreneurship. So that's how the journey started. So in fact, initially the road was not that, it was not like a roller coaster. But then once I jumped into entrepreneurship, I never realized that it would be like that. But then, yes, I started riding on the roller coaster journey slowly and steadily. So then I started with training companies. I took a franchise also in the beginning. But then due to certain issues at the corporate, that franchise was closed down everywhere. So mine was also closed down. And then I ventured into, I was handling a call center in Lucknow. I started from 9 seats and it went up to 100 seats. It was a pure sales outbound call center for this Mahindra Holidays. I was doing it from Lucknow. And then for 6 years, I ran this call center. But then there was certain problem at the, not problem, I would say. There was this, at the corporate, it was decided that all the call centers will be in-house. So mine was also closed down. But during this journey of till call center, I had because I was when I was working, I was not even. It was just 10 to 5 job. I was coming home, not even going out and networking and all. But the moment I started my own thing, because then I started again from zero. So all my 18 years experience really went zero. So again, I started from scratch. I started doing cold calls, meeting customers. I faced rejection so many times when I went to do my cold calls with the corporate customers and all. I was pitching for trainings basically, though I was not from a training background, but then I started pitching, and then I was getting good offers also for corporate training. We were doing corporate trainings, but then I got rejection more often. Then finally, when my call center was closed down, before that as I mentioned, that I was into networking. I joined many associations the moment I left my job, so that at least people start knowing me, that what I'm doing and all. No, so I joined so many associations in Lucknow, plus started interacting with people out of Lucknow as well. If you are an entrepreneur, you can't just stay confined to one place only. No, you need to really spread your wings and move forward and fly. So that's how I started. That's how people started knowing me, that what I'm doing and all. Slowly, when I was networking, I used to meet startups and all. I used to feel their issues and problems, what they were facing. So if I talk of Lucknow as a city, like today and maybe 5 years back, like 2015 or 14 or 11, then the startup scene was totally different. And now the startup scene is, again, it's been +1 compared to that. It was minus in that time. Now it is really moving forward. People are aware. They know what is happening, how to reach out. Earlier, we were not even aware how to move forward, how to reach out people, how we can take things forward. So that's how when I closed down this call center, I thought, let me just go back into again helping people, because till that time I had a good experience of my corporate and of my entrepreneurship experience as well. So, and I was my core areas in my job was sales, strategy, and marketing. So I thought, and this is 3 areas wherein startup actually faced a lot of problems: how to get sales, how to go into marketing, how to strategize their business and all, no, in the operation, how to set up their organization. So these were the areas which were really, because I'm not a techie person, I'm not a finance person, but these 3 areas are very strong with me. So I started exploring these 4 areas into. I became the mentor with various organizations, participated in various startup events wherein I was a mentor. So that's how, even that was also new to me, So once I started doing, I started enjoying it, understanding. And every mentoring I did, I used to, redesign my things and all, understood what actually what a startup needs and what I'm supposed to deliver to him, no? So that's how I became the first mentorship I got assignment from this IIT Kanpur Invent program. They approached me, so I became mentor with them. I used to mentor two startups who were into social enterprises. Then slowly went to Vanasthali also. They were Atal Incubation. They launched this first incubation. Then I'd gone there as a mentor. Slowly, then also with this Cherry Blair Foundation, they had this program of We Can, you know, which is exclusively for women entrepreneurships. So there I used to mentor women. That's how this journey of mentoring started, and I started enjoying it as well. So then I thought, let me just because there's I was into so many vertical things I was doing. So I thought, let me just pick up one thing and just take it, move forward. So then I thought the women is the area which is actually, see, you have so many male startups, they are already going out, they're meeting people, so they know what are things are there. But the problem end was at women end. They were not, although because they're handling so many things at the same time, they're multitasking, handling their home as well as the businesses. So I thought this is the area wherein I can actually work upon, use my skills, use my expertise to help them and take the business to the next level. So what I did, I started my small community in Lucknow, which is CWE community, which was exclusively for women entrepreneurs. I launched it 2 years back, and slowly, a lot of women came into, because we started doing events, offline events, conducting workshops. So, and कहते नहीं community बढ़ती चली गई, धीरे-धीरे it started increasing. So slowly, and then at the same time, I was not confined to Lucknow. I was actually moving across Pan India, meeting people, so that at least people should know me that I also exist in a small Tier 2 city. So then slowly people started knowing me. I was participating in various events across. I was traveling. So that's how I got built up a huge network of people. Then I was I was very active with all social media platforms, trying to build my community so that people should start getting benefits out of it. No, the community, because what I feel right now, I should focus on community, wherein I can help these women entrepreneurs to go to the next level. And along with this, since I was thinking something to do for women and all, when this pandemic thing started, so now everything was totally shut. No, can't go out, anything. So I thought, let me just try living my dreams again, what I had thought few years back that I should do that. So with that, I thought of starting a global e-magazine, which is specifically for women and their family, which is called Women Shine. And I started with a lot of dreams. And yes, I'm able to fulfill my dreams. Every month we are launching. It's a monthly magazine. And I'm getting tremendous response, not only from India, but globally. I'm getting people are reading that. Like, in fact, 2 days before, it was like 5,000 users were there on my readers were there on my this website. So it is really, you feel so good. And then of course we are getting subscribers. It's around, like, as of now, if we talk about maybe 1 hour back, it was around 1680 subscribers are still there. So daily people are into adding on, and you feel so good when this is such a initiative which I thought of, I would do it. And it was I thought of 3-4 years back, but then couldn't get time to do that. So now finally started this. And yes, I'm happy. I'm getting good names for the very, very good articles. If you can visit, it's www.womenshine.in. That's a magazine, and it's a digital magazine. The subscription is free. You can go, wonderful articles, all different topics, and it's focusing women and their families, no? So it's a very good article because I am getting response. I'm just not praising myself like that, but I am getting, people are messaging on my WhatsApp. That's a lovely, wonderful articles. Good people I'm featuring good names also. So that's all. It's really, so right now I'm just focusing on my Women Shine magazine as of now, because I have nothing to do. But yes, I'm also redefining my community. Like earlier it was local community, then moved to, in fact, few people from UP, other cities also joined in. Now I'm trying to make it a national community wherein one gets a lot of network, wider canvas for the women entrepreneurs to actually play upon, explore their potential, get more collaborations. I think that's a wonderful thing which I'm trying to bring to them, so that they can really grow their businesses many folds.
Thank you, ma'am. That's really an inspiring journey. So
Yeah.
I have a few questions for you actually.
Yeah.
So my first question is like, what is the role which a mentor plays for an entrepreneur, and does this role change if the entrepreneur or the mentor or are women?
See, I don't believe in gender bias. I mentor is a mentor, no matter it's a male or a female. And the role of a
Okay.
mentor, I think it's something very important. As our first previous speaker, Dr. Shampa said, it is something very important to me. What I feel, a mentor is a catalyst to a business, right? To a women entrepreneur, or why only women? Any startup for that matter. Mentor is so important. A mentor is a person who can guide you, who can handhold you through the challenges, since he comes from a experienced background, so he can foresee challenges which you can face, no? So then he can guide you accordingly. He can navigate you through all the challenges which you will face. So it's something very important. And also a mentor who has a wide network, no, he can give his network to you. He can connect you to so many people. He can connect you to even investors. He can help you raising funds. He can help you getting more collaborations for that matter. So I think mentor is something most important thing for an entrepreneur's journey. It is actually a catalyst who can really change an entrepreneurship life. Yeah.
So, like, what to look for in a mentor? Should it be like an industry specialist or somebody who, is in a particular area specialist? What to look for?
See, basically, what I think, like when because I'm also mentor, people connect with me. So I have my 4 domains wherein I mentor startups only in these 4 domains. So if somebody looks upon me, they have already seen my profile, what I'm doing. Accordingly, they connect with me. So what I feel to the people who are watching right now, you should see for the mentor who's like for what you are looking at. No, somebody suppose I'm having some e-commerce company and I want my some guidance on marketing. So I will look for somebody, some mentor who would help me in marketing my my e-commerce platform, right? So what I'll do, I'll go to various platforms, and since I'm a startup or I'm a women entrepreneur, I have to attend various networking meets. I have to interact with people. So when I interact with people, I collect visiting cards, right? So and then once if there is a need for a person to get mentor, so what I'll do, I'll again go back to my cards, shuffle my cards, take out my persons whom I met in maybe some other events and all. Or what I'll do, I'll go to LinkedIn, I'll start selecting from there a person whom I want, who will be helping from my business. He can be a corporate person, he can be maybe experienced person in that particular field, right? So that, and then what I feel, since he will be mentoring in my business, so the mutual trust is also very important, no? So I would not want my friend to be a mentor, because then I would not be able to tell him exactly what all problems I'm facing, what all things I want to confide in him, right, him or her. So I would prefer somebody who has actually got good experience, and who's basically a person with whom I'm able to compare. My compatibility is also good with that person, no? And that compatibility will come not in one day, or maybe trust will not come in one day, but once we have maybe 2 or 3 sessions, few sessions, then you can judge, by the basic instinct that okay, this person will help me actually. So on that basis, I think maybe we can look for a mentor. So if you talk in maybe short points, one needs to be focused on trust, experience, and the compatibility, and then we can decide on which mentor should be going for. Experience is most important, I guess.
So I'll ask a question. So how is a mentor different from a consultant?
See, like if I just give you one small example, suppose there's an organization wherein there are so many professionals, and this organization is doing well. Certainly after a few months, the sales are dipping, right? And now nobody is able to understand why the sales are dipping. So what they'll do, they'll hire a person from outside, and they will ask them that why we are not able to meet our customer expectations, why the sales are dipping. So in that case, that person will come, that person will identify the problems which are facing. He'll get bit of surveys done, and then he'll devise some strategy wherein he'll try to align the company goals to he will see the customer expectations as well, and then maybe devise some strategy so that the customers are aligned towards a goal, and of course the employees are also aligned to a goal. Now this person is called consultant, right? Because the consultant is a person who is there for a short term, some period, for some project assignment, But if you talk about mentor, he's there on a long-term basis, and then mentor is basically he's more focused on your experience, and then this mentor he will try to share knowledge. He will try to share his experience and all. But the consultant, he will focus more on your business performance, how you can improve your business. So this is the difference between a mentor and a consultant. This is what I feel.
That's true, ma'am. So, like, the entrepreneurship ecosystem community is fairly active in the big cities, but it's not so much active in smaller towns and cities. So, how can an entrepreneur, let's say a woman entrepreneur who's working at the micro level industry, how can they approach or build community?
See, nowadays, it was like earlier, there were only these communities were available in the main metro cities, right? But now, in the smaller cities also, you can see few small communities which have come up. And these communities, like if you want to have how these communities can reach up mentors, in that case, you need to really suppose, if I talk about Lucknow, even in Lucknow, you have micro entrepreneurs, right? But if I
Right
talk
now.
about Sitapur, which is a small district, or maybe Kanpur is a good city. In Kanpur also you can find some micro entrepreneurs, right? But then now, if you talk about how to connect with these mentors, right? Now, women, if you talk about main city, like I'll just talk about Lucknow. In Lucknow, if somebody wants to approach any mentor, now how she can approach? Since with the advent of internet and Google, I think one needs to really refresh her brain all the time and keep analyzing like how we can approach. In that case, you can go to Google, search there. When you are meeting when you're going to networking meet, there you meet mentors, or even you go to LinkedIn, there also you can select. But then you need to be specific on what actually you are looking at. Suppose they are micro entrepreneurs who don't have access to LinkedIn also, right? Then they come to their local community, where the local community people can be their mentors, no? But if you want to reach out somebody in Bombay or Chennai, then you don't have to travel all the way. Since now it is virtual, you can have mentors from anywhere. You can just but you need to be very aggressive on these social media. Like you have this app Shapers, wherein you can get mentors also over there. You need to be active on LinkedIn and so many social media platforms wherein you can get these mentors, as well as the communities. There's so many online communities right now, so you can join those communities as well.
So, ma'am, in your opinion, which model community work is the most efficient? Is it a local level or is it a national level community which has chapters? So, which works better?
See, if I talk about women entrepreneurs community, right now there are so many communities available pan India, right? I'll just talk about India only. There are so many communities available pan India. Some are in their own city, they are doing it, because everybody is on Facebook, so you can very well see what communities are available. But the model should be, it's just posting ads on Facebook or in your community will not serve the purpose, right? You need to actually work upon that. So what you need to do, if you're creating a community, or if you have a community, suppose there's a local community right now. So in local community, again, you have only few people around your city, right? Or maybe not all in the city, people who know you or indirectly know you, right? So they are there in your local community. Slowly you start moving to other cities as well, asking the people to join in your committee. So then your committee becomes a state community level. Now slowly you need to graduate to the national level, because then you need to have again a huge network, huge canvas to play upon, and then great collaborations can work. And then you have people, earlier you were just having 100 or 200 people, now you have 500 or 1000 people, because now you have everybody and anybody from India who is there in your community. So what you can do, you can share experiences, share journeys, you can get good ideas, you can also nurture your ideas at the same time. There can be a forum where you can discuss. In that community, if anyone, you can become buyer as well as you can become seller at the same time. You can collaborate with so many people. So I think if you want to start a community, or if you have a community at a small level, go to next level, state level, and then go to national level. Because now if everything is available on Facebook, you can even verify what kind of communities are there. Suppose you have a local community and it is there on Facebook, and if you're doing good, then people are recognizing your work. So if you become a national community, if you ask people to join a community, they will see, because they have already seen your work, what you're doing on Facebook, so they will readily join your community. But immediately, if you just want to start a community and go to a national level, then you have to actually prove yourself that actually you have some examples, you have some case studies to show them that you have actually worked upon. Because community, the main purpose of community is to provide a network to women entrepreneurs, give hand holding to the people, and then connect. Because in a community, in a women entrepreneurs community, like if I talk about my community, CWE, I have women entrepreneurs, I have lawyers, I have chartered accountants, I have digital marketing people. So if I want to start a company, I have a CA there, right? He can connect with me. If I have some legal problem, I have a lawyer in my community, she can directly connect. So my community is giving business to both the people, right? So that is the power of community. Actually, the community has actually changed the entrepreneurship in a different way. It is something very good because there are so many good communities which are running right now in India, and they are doing so good. You can have multiple chapters as well. Why national? Go international. If you're doing very good in national in India, you can have various chapters in so many other countries. So you need to grow all the time, evolve with the system, and evolve with the daily things which are happening. So then you are able to give value to the people in the community, because they are looking at you, because you are the admin of the community, you are the founder of that community. So you have to give value to those people who join your community, because otherwise why they would join a community, Right. So I think community plays a very important role in women entrepreneurs. Yeah.